With a whole new lineup of mountain and road bikes for 2012, time to find out what's new from Scott. Adrian, fill us in on the dirt version first.
Well, new for 2012 is our Spark XC and trail bike. It features our twin lock handlebar mounted switch. This one handlebar mounted switch gives you total control of the front and rear suspension. So you get a lockout, you get a traction mode, and you get a full 120 millimeters of travel right on the switch.
And why would somebody need all those settings?
Well, you know, sometimes you're looking ahead and you're on like a pavement climb and you're getting to the trail. Lockout doesn't allow for the suspension to bob at all. Traction mode is great when you're climbing a hill that might have some bumps, but you don't want it to sag and be super loose, the suspension. And full mode actually changes the attitude of the bike. It drops the bottom bracket, slackens the head angle, and makes it more of a downhill worthy machine, lowers your center of gravity, and gives you more travel.
Wow, that's really impressive. So that's just one of the component elements. Talk about what's new on the bike itself.
Well, the frame is completely redesigned. We use our integrated molding process, so we're able to make five tubes in one step. This is IMP5. We make the top tube, head tube, down tube, seat tube, and the bottom bracket shell all in one step. Because of the expertise we have in carbon, we're able to limit the amount of lateral movement. So they're very stiff laterally, but they're still very light. And we're also using some new standards. We have the new 142 rear axle, and we have a new chip in our suspension that we can raise and lower the bottom bracket with a 5-second change of the shock mount. So a lot of great technology going on here. The bike weighs 23.5 pounds with 120 millimeters of travel. Handlebar mounted twin lock switch. You've really got 3 bikes in one. There's no compromise in performance or travel.
That's amazing. You know, I think that'll be something really popular for a lot of the mountain bike guys here in town. But now let's turn our attention to the road version as well.
So this is our new foil Aero Road. And Aero Road is a new category of road bikes that we've actually helped pioneer. Instead of just worrying about weight or lateral stiffness, we're now taking into consideration the aerodynamics of a bicycle. So you can gain another 20% in aerodynamics, make it slipperier in the crosswinds, and save about 5% of your wattage over a normal course. So the bike is faster and you don't have to do anything. So our group at Scott Aeroscience has made a complete fuselage that every tube in the tube set is a balance of weight to stiffness to aerodynamics. And what you're going to see is this is the future of road. Round tube bikes are going to be extinct, and aerodynamics are now a factor in the pro peloton and for every consumer.
And again, same way we talked about the bike here, let's also talk about some of the componentry that you've added into this to keep that aero feel.
It really has to do with every detail of the frame, from the head tube, the fork, the down tube. Using this FO1 Aeroscience, we're really familiar with airfoils on like time trial bikes. An airfoil is a terrible riding tube because it's very thin, narrow, so it flexes a lot, and it's very stiff. It transfers a lot of energy from the road into the rider, so a terrible tube shape. What we've done is we've truncated these airfoils, or we've cut these airfoils down to a more all-around tube shape that's still stiff, lightweight, and gives you aerodynamic benefits.
Fantastic. So if people want to know more about these top-end models and everything in the Scott line, where do they go?
Scott-sports.com. Check out the foil, your next bike.
I hope so.